Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's all that jazz. We're on the road to 1K, so go ahead and subscribe today by clicking that red subscribe button and joining us. Go ahead, join us. So today, I feel like it's been a minute. It has been a minute since I recorded, you know, going through life, ups and downs, but here we are. We back.
Let's rock.
Today I want to talk about 5 things I wish I knew before getting locks. So hopefully this is informational for you if you are thinking about getting locks, or even if you have them, maybe you can relate as well. Number 1, the first thing I wish that I knew before I got locks: you may lose a couple of locks. I did my research, but not necessarily of the cons per se on having sister locks, mostly on like the pros, the maintenance, the costs, and all the things I typically talk about in my videos. But I did not realize, like left and right at one point. Now I'm not saying I was like losing clumps of hair, thankfully that's not the case, but I would definitely look around and be like, wait, is that a lock on the floor? Is that a lock on the couch? Like, what just happened here? And every time that I would look at that lock, is because the foundation of it was not strong. The root of it would be like thin. So for example, how this one is like strong and it's like got some strength to it, versus, I'm trying to see if I can find a thin one right now. No, I'm gonna have to super search, because I don't know for real where they're at. I think total, I want to say, I can't give you an exact number, but I lost at least 5 locks, and to me that's a big deal because I wasn't expecting to lose any at all. I wasn't prepared for that at all. I'm starting to realize that if they are thin and I notice like they're hanging on by a thread, then when I do go to my loctician, I let her know like, hey, you know, something we can do. And honestly, I wish that I did keep locks. That's another thing that I have learned, is that they can reattach them. So for me, I just be like so sad about it, like it's just a part of me that just left, you know. But I could have really took it back and be like, hey, go ahead and attach this. So I have a couple on the perimeter that I've lost, and then some like in the back, but I haven't lost any in the middle. Therefore the crown of my hair is where it's strongest. The second thing that I learned that I wish I knew was you might have to go through a couple of Loc consultants. So, you know, typically when you have a hairdresser, you're kind of used to being like, this is my girl, this is who I'm finna go to, let me call her up, let me book her. But the first one I went to, I had to leave her. She's the one who installed my locks, but it was getting a little too unprofessional for me. She had missed an appointment, was running like 30-40 minutes late on other appointments. So it was something that I wasn't really willing to tolerate, but I did love her. I just was like, I have kids, so I don't really have time to play with my time. After that, I found another Loc consultant, but she has consultants under her, and it's been a couple rotations. Definitely, I've been under her like, maybe I've been through 3 new consultants within the past year already. So it's kind of hard because you want to find that one go-to person, but for me, they just seem real far, like the ones that I'm like, ooh. And of course it's once a month, so I have been contemplating it, but at the same time I'm like, I do love who I am. Like, that's how they get you. Like, her personality is like amazing. She does know what she's doing, and retightening and taking care of it. But I just don't want to keep going through rotation of a new Loc consultant. Like, I don't know. I mean, like, I would trust her too. We'll see how the journey continues. Like I said, like, typically when we do have a new one, they have great customer service. This one, she can wash, and when I say she be washing my hair, I've never had my hair washed like this lady washed my hair ever. That's another reason why I'm like, dang, I can't leave her, because she's super sweet. And you know, of course, sometimes it's not anything specifically against you, it's just that you want like stability in who you choose as your loctician. So that's the one thing. But for right now, I'm staying. You just want to make sure you have a loctician that's professional, knowledgeable, and punctual. So if they check those 3 boxes, things happen, life happens, so it's not anything to trip to be like, oh, hot, time to try to find a new one. And that was my biggest thing that I'm looking for in a loctician, because I go 4 to 6 weeks and I need them to be strong. Of course, like, you can't only blame them for so much, you still have to maintain your hair as well. Another thing that I learned, which I kind of mentioned before, is that you may have to get locks combined. I did not know that they combine locks. So when they would see smaller, like tiny locks, they'd be like, let me combine them. I'm like, you said what? And then eventually I started seeing how they like combine them together so they can grow and be like strong as one, like literally as one. And that was helpful to know. If you see any, you definitely want to notice them and like take note and point them out at your appointment so that they don't continue to hang on by a thread. You can get them combined and move on and not be like, oh no, I lost another one. Another thing is you have to oil your scalp. So when I think that it's a case-by-case basis. Some people don't put any oil in their hair, or just like everybody has their own way of doing it. For me, I saw that my scalp, especially in the beginning, was like, whoa, like this is a shock. And so definitely had to oil my scalp and continue to do so. Like I did say, I don't do it every single day. I have started doing it at least 2 to 3 times a week to keep my scalp moisturized and not like dry and out here like, Lord, what you doing to my whole life. But that was something I actually wasn't aware of. I don't know why I didn't think you had to oil your scalp, but it was just not something that I had looked further into. And it's not a big deal, but it was just something that I did learn. I do have a video in maintaining your locks, so I didn't really research the depth of maintaining your locks or what can come with it, but I do have a video about how to maintain your locks, which I will put here. And so you should definitely check that out. Overall, still maintaining is still extremely manageable. It's not an overwhelming type thing, and that's why I got them. And last but not least is lint is a thing. I did not know how big of a deal lint was. Like at first I'm like, oh, it just probably happens every now and then, but no, like the longer my hair grows and the fuller it gets, the more I gotta be like, whoa, that's a scarf, whoa, that's a sweater, whoa, that's a lot of lint, you know, like just really paying attention to that, because if it gets to a point where it's too much, then you would need to get a apple cider vinegar wash, which is something that I do want in the future. I want to get that done, because I know it's like definitely cleansing for your hair, outside of getting the lint out or any buildup out. But I definitely didn't realize that lint was something. It is a thing. But the further along you go, or the further along you get with your locks, the likelihood of you having lint in your hair increases, but mostly during the winter when we do wear scarves and hats and gloves. If you're still here listening to this video, I super appreciate it. Don't forget, I'm here to remind you, if you did, because you got this far, you might as well click the subscribe button and comment below, like the video, so that I know to put out more content similar to this. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.